Hey guys, what's up, and welcome to today's video. More of kind of a relaxed video, but today I'm going to be giving my first impressions of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle on the Nintendo Switch 2. So I have been playing the game for quite a bit now, and like I said, I want to give my first impressions on the game so far, the story, also mainly how it performs on the Switch 2 because it's very different and special from other versions. So yeah. So first, let's talk about performance. When I first unboxed it, if you watched that video, I said that it looked really amazing. That fact still stands. This is one of the best looking games on the Nintendo Switch 2 system, and it is very impressive that it's able to run it. Now, one thing I did notice is that there is quite a massive difference in resolution and texture quality jumping from handheld to dock mode. As you can see in these side-by-sides that I captured, it definitely looks significantly worse in handheld mode, which I was kind of hoping the difference wouldn't be as big, but I guess it really just needs probably the more cooling and power that the dock will provide it. But that's not to say that it looks horrible in handheld mode. It looks pretty good, but I mean, it's kind of like in docked mode, this thing just looks amazing because it's still being played on a handheld console. But I do kind of wish it looked better in handheld, but it still looks pretty good. Now, this game does run at 30 FPS, which is okay, but I have not really had a problem. It runs very smoothly. There are the occasional frame drops, but I mean, nothing too bad. The game performs very well. Now, I do have to say, I would recommend keeping the motion blurring on, or motion blur on, because it makes the game feel a lot smoother. When moving around, it looks a lot more choppy with that off because the blurring kind of smooths out the rough edges of it running at 30 FPS. But, I mean, you know, I've been seeing some people saying that this looks really bad, and comparatively to like a PS5, it looks kind of bad comparatively. But, just looking at the game by itself, like not comparing it, it looks very good. It does look like a next-gen console platform, and in docked mode, I think it looks almost as good as the PS5. In fact, it has even been shown in testing that the Nintendo Switch 2 looks better than the Xbox Series X, which Xbox Series S, which I found that to be so amazing, that a console that is multiple times smaller and thinner and portable than the Xbox Series S can somehow make it look better. I do think it runs at a higher frame rate on the S, which does bring me to one thing I really hope they add an update. I really would like to have a graphics setting. So in, let's say, only docked mode, but in docked mode, you can run it at 720 instead of 1080. So basically run it at the handheld resolution, or maybe not that low, but maybe slightly lower or something, to get 60 FPS. Run it at what the Xbox Series S runs it at to get 60 FPS. That would be a option that I really hope we get for this game. Now, I know I've kind of made the narrative sound bad, but oh, let me tell you, this game looks beautiful. It is the best looking Nintendo game on a Nintendo console I've ever played, and it highlights what the Switch 2 can do so much. Is it gonna look as good as the PS5? No. Is it gonna look as good as a maxed out gaming PC with a RTX 970 or whatever? I forget what it's called. No. For what it is, and for the form factor, and considering what hardware it's running on, it is so impressive, and I think it looks amazing. Now, focusing on the actual game, I have been really enjoying the actual game. I didn't know how much I'd enjoy the story, but I'm actually really enjoying it. You're on this hunt to find the lost cat mummy, which was stolen by this part of like the Catholic Church or something. I'm not exactly sure. It's based released in like the 1930s, and I can't remember if I think it's North America. Either way, the story is really fun. The gameplay is really fun. I haven't found it to be like too hard, and the cinematics in this game look amazing. Like, honestly, some of the cinematics in dock mode, especially in the beginning area, almost look like they're from the movie. Like, and even some of the gameplay in that first area, like, this is pretty unheard of for a Nintendo console, and for even a normal console, I think this looks a very well performing game. I haven't really experienced any issues besides the occasional frame drop. I haven't had any crashing. I haven't had any bugs in the game, unlike Star Wars Outlaws where I had it crash and there were bugs, but that wasn't necessarily the Switch 2. That was more the developer because it's Ubisoft. They're known for that a bit. But yeah, it's been running good. Of course, I believe Outlaws runs at 30 or 60. Outlaws does feel like it runs at a higher FPS. Don't quote me on that because I can't remember what FPS it runs at. But overall, I'm really enjoying this game. I would actually say this game has exceeded my expectations, not only in how it performs and looks, but also how fun it is and the story. The fighting in this game is really cool. It's really immersive, like really immersive, and I'm overall enjoying it. So yeah, that is my first impressions of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle on Nintendo Switch 2. I can't wait to see more games like this on the Switch 2. The third-party lineup for the Switch 2 is very strong, and for a while it was stronger than the first party lineup, and even still right now I'd say the third party lineup is stronger than the first party lineup, which is kind of crazy for a Nintendo console. I really think the Switch 2 is going to be the best Nintendo console ever for third party games because I just think it's so good at it, like, comparatively. And we're seeing really modern games, like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle came out in 24, which is 2 years ago, but that was an Xbox only release, and I believe it came out on PlayStation last year, and now it's on Switch 2 this year. You also have to keep in mind the Switch 2 wasn't out in 24, so of course they couldn't port it, but they ported it within a year of its release, which I think is really good. And of course, they're gonna have to optimize and everything. But yeah, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all the next one.